He's worked out in Vancouver. He's done, Yuck said he's done the comedy mix, and he's here for your enjoyment tonight. So please bring on Mr. Tom Bassett, please. Big round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Mike McGuire. Mike's a funny guy. I was like working with Mike. We finally got to get on the road together, do a few shows on the road. Didn't make a lot of money, but at least we got cheap gas and smokes while we're on the road, huh? Yeah, I went on the trip with Brian and Mike and Howie Miller, a very successful comedian, native fella. So there's me with 3 native guys on the road. And I was the only one drinking. Didn't see that coming. But as we're going down the road, I felt pretty safe. I thought, you know, if we run into any moose, like that big greaseball moose that kicked the shit out of the cop car in town, I figured, hey, I'm safe. With these 3 guys, they'll have that sucker turned into a pair of mucklucks and a fridge full of meat in no time. And I screwed up the last time I was here. I pronounced Brian's name wrong. I said Brian Majors instead of Brian Major. And he gave me shit for it. And it's a stupid mistake because Majors, that's like Lee Majors, the $1 Million Man. And Brian Major, he's just $1. Now, I'm from Quesnel, down the road, little town everybody passes through. As you're passing through, you might stop and get a coffee out of Tim Hortons. At which time you realize we have one of the only Tim Hortons in Canada that doesn't have a drive-through. But that's okay, because if you go 1 block south in the main drag, you will find a liquor store with a drive-through. My kind of town. We got another liquor store over the west side of town, over in the hood. It takes Canadian Tire money. That's right, you're not broke yet. Where else can you buy a snowblower or a lawnmower, cash in your Canadian Tire money, and get drunk enough to take your foot off all in the same day? My town. Now, Quesnel, when I grew up, there was a lot of Chinese people in town. They had all the major stores. They're good, honest people. Everybody respected them. And one Chinaman that owned the store, two of the Chinamen. I got to know him pretty well because I used to deliver or sell papers right across the street from the store. Yeah, I was a kid with a speech impediment selling papers. You want to buy a paper? Yeah. But I got to know old Chew pretty good. And he sold his store and he got into real estate. And he bought a chunk of property just south of Walmart in Quesnel. And he named it Chew Sub after himself. And he named the streets in it after the Chinese people. The frontage road right by the highway is called Chew Avenue. And there's Chow Avenue and Sam Toy Avenue. Now the trouble is, the people he bought the property off of were an old Dutch family, and they'd already named the road that goes right through it after them, the Gooks. So now we have Chew Avenue, Gook Road, Chow Avenue, Gook Road, Sam Toy Avenue, Gook Road. Only in Quesnel can you pull this shit off. Now, yeah, Quesnel, I know everybody there, right? So I'm in Safeway the other day, getting some meat, and the steaks are on half price, right? So I'm loading up, getting a bunch of steaks, and a buddy of mine comes by with his kid. He said, hey, Tom, how you doing? I said, good, I'm loading up on some steaks. They're half price here. So he grabbed a pack and went on his way. And I see this kid turn to him and say, who is that, Dog the Bargain Hunter? You little shit. I get that all the time in Vancouver. They all want to call me Dog the Bargain Hunter. Well, nobody likes the nickname, right? But hey, the little shit's this big, with high heel boots and hair extensions. You see him running after the big guys, he looks like a Shetland pony trying to keep up with the big horses. And I gotta tell you, I love big breasts as much as the next guy. But those aren't breasts, those are udders, okay? Yeah. Has anybody got a birthday tonight? No? No birthdays? Anything coming up? I got a big one coming up. Next month, hitting 55. The old double nickels. God damn it, that's not even middle age anymore. That's a long ways along. And I see the gray hairs coming in. Oh well, face up to it. But actually, I figure nowadays I've heard women say that a little bit of gray is sexy. Actually, I've heard about 50 shades of gray turns them right on. Right, ladies? Right? What the hell? You finally get us guys trained, we get all our smut books out in the garage in a cardboard box, and you bring that stuff into the house. And one of mine says, well, have you read it? I said, hell no, I'm a dude, I'm not reading that stuff. I'll wait till the movie comes out. But I gotta tell you, if I'm going through the video store looking for a little material for the spank bank, 50 Shades of Grey is not gonna jump out at me. 50 Shades of Pink, 50 Shades of Shaved, I'll buy that. 50 Shades of Grey sounds like a peek into my future I really don't want to look at. realize that book just doesn't turn on all you pretty ladies like you got here tonight. Oh no, it turns them all on. So now you got ding dong. Hey young fella, I seem to have misplaced my wallet. You think there's some other way I can pay for that pizza? Granny, fuck off, it's me, Billy here. That makes for a very uncomfortable Christmas dinner, doesn't it? So I'm a family man. I got a wife and 3 kids. Now my wife and I, we lived together for 8 years. We split up for a year, got back together, got married, and had kids. So basically I'm looking at a life sentence with a year off for bad behavior. Now when you get married, that doesn't change anything. You're still the same 2 people waking up every day. When you have kids, that changes everything. Like you wouldn't know what to look at me now, but I used to be cool. Don't laugh, it's true, it didn't mock me. There was a time I was cool. I used to cruise around in a candy apple red Corvette Stingray, 1969, 427, T-roofs off, hair blowing in the breeze. I was cool, damn it. 3 kids later, I'm in the driver's seat of a goddamn minivan. Yeah. You know that's payback for some shit, don't you? I went from rock star to Aerostar, that bloody fast. I got 2 daughters, 2 beautiful daughters. Yeah, what a curse that is. The gift that keeps on taking, I tell you. Now when they're little, you can mess with them, eh? They believe everything. Then they get a little older and they get you back. My little girl, I caught her swearing one day. I said, you think some boy's going to want to kiss that filthy mouth of yours? She looks at me and smiles and says, so what makes you think one hasn't already? Oh, like a knife through the heart, I tell you. And then the teenage years come. Yeah, anybody here got teenage daughters? Or what, am I in China here?
Right
Teenage daughters, yeah. Well, you know, I can tell that joke in Quesnel at the comedy club. There's never any Chinese people at the comedy club in Quesnel. You know why? There's a fucking casino upstairs, that's why. So, you got a teenage daughter, you're going through the laundry one day for a pair of socks and you pick this thing up and you go, what the hell? We got a pirate in the house? Because I just found an eye patch here. What the hell? Oh shit, finally I realized, eh? What pisses me off the most is the last time I saw somebody in gear like that, they were spinning around the pole over in the Columbus over here. Yeah, and then the boys start showing up. What are you going to do, eh? Nothing you can do. Bullshit, there's nothing you can do. I'm not a religious man, but I do like the idea of baptism. You know, where you hold somebody's head underwater long enough till they come around to your way of thinking. That shit works. Well, she finally found a good guy. They're going to bring home a couple of losers to piss you off right off the bat. But she finally found a good guy. And he come and asked me for a hand, which I thought was cool. I said, well, you kind of hedged your bets on that one, didn't you? I mean, you can hardly say no now that the baby's here. Yeah. So, but the trouble is, his initials are ADD. His name's ADD. My daughter's name is Shelby Tracy. So when they get married, it'll be ADD and STD together forever. You gotta love it when it falls in your lap like that. And like I said, I have a little granddaughter. I love babysitting. I love looking after her, right? I don't need to know where my daughter's going while I'm looking after her. I'm just fine looking after her. She doesn't need to come home and I say, how you doing? She says, oh, I had a good day. Adam's coming home tomorrow, so I had to go get myself waxed. What? This isn't something I need to know about. Jeez, I'm the dad here, for Christ's sake. I pick up my phone one day, she says, hey Dad, what are you up to? I get a message. She says, Adam's going back to camp tomorrow, and you know, we're trying to get pregnant, we haven't had much time. We just wondering if you could look after her. Oh, well, just call me back, Dad. Can't you just say you're going out for dinner or something? But wouldn't that work? Yeah. Well, we got a good audience here tonight. Yeah. Come on, folks, give it up here. You know what I really like? Yeah, there you go. What I really like is when there's a bachelorette party. A bunch of pretty girls down there. They've got the bachelor, the bride, wearing a little tiara and everything. That's always fun. Well, I was doing a show in northern Alberta, and there was a bachelorette party. Well, I won't even call it a bachelorette party. This was a hag stag, damn it. I get half a dozen big beefy broads down in the front row, drunkards and shit. The bride, weighing in at about 260, this tall, in a pair of tight pants. Now, I've seen camel toes and I've seen moose knuckles. This was a catcher's mitt, okay? And you got that picture, huh? Yeah, she's got her multi friend down at the end there. Chunky little broad wearing a tight black dress that makes her look like a stack of inner tubes. And she wants to give me a hard time about the way I look. She looks up and says, "You look like you just got out of jail." Well, I take offense to that. I didn't just get out. So, and usually I don't like to banter back and forth with the audience because you might get a newfie. And if you start bantering with a newfie, you got a 50-50 shot they're going to be funnier than you. Stay the hell away from that. But I'm looking at this broad, I'm pretty sure the only test she's ever passed in her life was a pregnancy test. So I figured, well, let's give it a shot. Try for a little bit of good-natured banter. So I said, "Boy, you sure got small tits for a fat chick." Whoosh, her glass goes flying over my shoulder. I said, "Hey now, just because you're sitting on one doesn't mean you gotta act like one." That's them northern girls though, eh? Here you got all these pretty ladies here. You ladies, you love to fool us, don't you? Oh yeah, you wear them high boots, make it look like you got the long legs. What do they call them? The "come talk to me nicely" boots? You wear the hair extensions, make it look like you got long hair. Prosthetic breasts to make Granny look like a perky 16-year-old. I like that one, by the way. But guys, come on, we're holding the trump card here. I'm in my middle 50s. I can take a little blue pill that'll give me the erection of an 18-year-old for 4 hours. That's the real thing. Careful you don't chip a tooth on this baby. Now, ladies, I'm sorry, but you can trim it, you can shave it, you can wax it. There ain't nothing you're ever going to do to bring you back an 18-year-old pussy. And if there was, I wouldn't need a pill in the first place. I'm just saying, once you hit your 50s, it becomes very obvious and painfully obvious to you that the only time I'm ever going to see that soft hair again is on a woman of my own age's menopausal beard. I think I'll end with that one, okay? Thank you very much. My name's Tom.